Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dani Taylor, co-owner of Vegan Proteins Online Coaching. But today we will be talking about neither nutrition nor fitness. Today we're going to be talking about 8 weird habits that changed my life. So this video was inspired by a channel that I really like called Struthless. He posted his weird habits that changed his life, and he started the video by saying, here's what's not in this video. Getting fresh air, exercising, eating healthfully, like the stuff that we all know we should be doing. They're the basics. I talk about the basics a ton because they work and it's what people should be doing and are mostly not doing. So I'm going to keep talking about them, but that's not what we're talking about today. Today is the weird things that I have started to do over the last several years that I have found had a huge net positive on my life, and I wanted to share them with you. But before we get into it, if you like this kind of content, go ahead and hit the like button, the subscribe, all of that stuff, and leave me a comment that is one weird thing that you do that you think has changed your life a lot. I'm really curious to hear other people's weird habits. So the first weird habit that I'm gonna share with you guys is that I listen to a new song every single day. Every day, I make it a point to listen to a song that I have never heard before. And I started doing this because I had kind of fallen into a rut with the music that I was listening to. Now, a rut that I love because I could listen to 90s music and only 90s music every day for the rest of my life and never get tired of it. But it was kind of boxing me in. And I think a lot of people can relate to the fact that your playlist is like the same songs over and over again. You put it on shuffle and then you start skipping through them because you're actually kind of sick of them. And then you don't branch out and listen to new musicians, new songs, anything new, really. And I found that listening to a new song every day really opened me up to a lot of new artists, a lot of new types of music that I wouldn't have necessarily listened to, which then opened up a lot of different kinds of moods. So now I feel more able to sort of set the tone for the mood that I want to have by the music that I put on. And that literally started by just listening to a new song every day. So I started doing this by going to the subreddit Listen to This, which is just people sharing songs that they think other people should listen to. And I would just click on something I'd never heard and listen to it. And sometimes it was a hit and sometimes it was a miss, but it was always something new. And a new song every day has been awesome. It's like a very fat microphone. All right, the second habit that I started employing a few years ago is the 2-minute rule. And what that is, and maybe some of you have heard of this, if something takes less than 2 minutes to do it now. Don't wait till later. And I started doing this because I am actually like a huge procrastinator by nature. I was always the kid in school that if a paper was due like in 3 weeks, I was going to start doing it in 2 weeks and 5 days and just absolutely cram it into the last minute. It's not a great way to live. It's not a great way to run a business or keep your house clean or any of those things that we all strive to do. So now, anytime a task comes up, whether it's quickly responding to an email or a comment or a DM or putting something away, if it takes me less than 2 minutes, I'm going to do it right then and there. And this has just made me more disciplined in a lot of different areas of my life. So the 2-minute rule, give it a shot. Let me know what you think. These are so weird. This next one, the third habit, is something that I have shared with so many of my clients that are struggling to do the things that they want to do. It's kind of a mindset trick. I think about my future self as a separate person that I'm trying to do nice things for, because I know that future Dani is lazy and she doesn't want to do a lot. And if left to her own devices, she's probably not always going to make the best choices. So I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for future me to make good choices. And that helps me sort of set myself up for success in the future, both in long-term and short-term ways. So it's just this weird mental trick of thinking as my future self as somebody else, somebody that I like and that I want to see good things happen for. So I'm going to do nice things for her now so her life is easier. Future you. Nobody asked for this video. Okay, this fourth habit is one that I have taken so much shit for in my life, but it's the truth, so I'm going to share it. I almost exclusively take baths, not showers. And I know a lot of people think baths are like weird and gross, but I don't think they are if you take them all the time. If that's the way you always get clean as with a bath, I don't think it's that gross. But I love it. And the reason is because I am like go, 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 go all the time, every day. And it would be actually super easy for me to do the like
morning guru thing and hop in and take a nice cold shower and whisper my gratitudes to myself or something every day.
That's like the opposite of what I need. I need a little bit less of that, a little bit more actually relaxing. So taking a bath is super relaxing to me. It forces me to slow down. It helps me de-stress. I take them at night, so I get really, really warm, and then all my like pores are dilated and my core temperature drops, and it helps me sleep better at night. So I love baths. This is not to say that I will never take a shower or I'm like anti-shower. I'll take a shower, but taking a bath made huge, huge changes for me in my ability to actually slow down and calm down, and I am a huge fan of baths. My bathroom behind me, it doesn't even have a shower curtain. It doesn't even have one because I just take baths. You're welcome, Billy. Habit number 5 is one that I actually just started doing this past year, and holy crap, what a difference it has made, and that is to turn off all of the notifications on my phone. All of them. I don't get a single notification, not from Facebook, Instagram, email, calendar, nothing. I get no notifications. The only thing that I will get, and it's only between certain hours, is text messages and phone calls. And then between 9 o'clock at night and 8 o'clock in the morning, I won't even get those, except for I've set it up so a couple of people can reach me in case of an emergency. It was scary to me how often my phone was grabbing my attention without me necessarily wanting it to. I can't tell you the number of times I've been looking at my phone and then all of a sudden going like, what was I looking at this for? Like I picked it up to do something specific, but then I saw a notification and it grabbed me, and then I was like, you know, several scrolls deep into Instagram or something, and it's like, why was I there? And that's what they're designed to do. The notifications are designed to suck you in. So go turn them off. Just go into your settings, go to notifications, and turn them all off. Every single one of them. It will make a huge difference in your world. And you guys, if you've listened to the podcast, you already know how I feel about social media as a whole, but even notifications from like pretty benign apps can still hook you into your phone. So turn them off. All right, my 6th habit, maybe some of you have noticed this by watching some of these videos, I only wear comfortable clothes. I will only wear comfortable clothes, which means oftentimes I'm in like, you know, I'm either in baggy clothes or like skin tight clothes. Anything in between that feels terrible to me, so I won't wear them. If I have to dress up for a certain occasion and I go to put the clothes on and they're uncomfortable, I'm going to change. If I'm wearing an outfit and I'm like, you know what would look good with this? A belt. And then I put it on and it feels uncomfortable, I'm taking it off. This has made so many of my outings into the world more pleasant, because when I was younger, I would just always try to make sure that I like looked the best, even at the cost of my own comfort. And then I would spend most of the time at these events just thinking about how something was digging into me or cutting into me, or I was constantly like pulling at the hem of my skirt to keep it not riding up or whatever. Terrible. What a waste of your time. Like, there's a lot of things in life you don't have control over. You do have control over the clothes that you put on your body. And if you're putting them on and they're making you feel bad or self-conscious or like you can't be present in the moment, that's not your outfit, my friend. So get some clothes that feel really comfortable to you, and your whole outlook on things will change. The next one's imagine I'm dead. Okay, I'll save that one for last because it's dark.
Are you gonna have them imagine you're dead?
Only Okay, the next habit is one that I think we all do, but nobody is talking about. And that is that I talk to myself constantly. My brother's filming, he's nodding. We all talk to ourselves, but you know, I think a lot of us would be almost embarrassed to admit that we talk to ourselves, or maybe we're just like not super happy with the things we're saying to ourselves. But I think that in the right context, talking to yourself can be really helpful. Like, how many times have you had a confrontation or an altercation and you're just like replaying it over and over in your mind, all the things you could have said or should have said in that moment? Like, obviously you can get sucked into that and it cannot be great for you, but also there's a lot that you can learn from those situations. Like, oh, you know what? Maybe I really should have said that. Maybe now in my more calmed state, I recognize I should have said that. So next time, maybe you actually will. The other way that I talk to myself is I am constantly giving myself pep talks out loud all the time. Giacomo will attest to this. Anytime I have to do something that I'm like nervous or anxious to do, you can catch me being like, you can do this. You can absolutely do this, Danny. You are going to crush this. There's nothing to worry about. It's going to be over before you know it. And those are all like positive affirmations. And maybe some of you have heard me get down on positive affirmations and then realize that I actually do them just differently than I am one with the universe. Like that one does nothing for me, but like, you can do this, Danny, totally works. And, you know, like I said, we all talk to ourselves. So if you harness its power for good, it can do good things. If the way you're talking to yourself is, ugh, Danny, you're an idiot. You're so stupid. I can't believe you did that. Not so good. But you can say good things to yourself that are helpful and help move you forward. So we all do it anyway. Embrace it and use it for good. All right. Habit number 7 is that I stopped trying to be a morning person. And for my whole life, I have not been a morning person. I wasn't a morning person in high school. I wasn't a morning person in college. And then I went straight into bartending where my shifts like would start at 5 p.m. and sometimes I'd get home at 2 in the morning. Like I never established that bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at 6 a.m. situation that a lot of people say you need to have in order to be successful. Well, I call bullshit on that. We all have our natural circadian rhythms, and you can alter them to a degree, but I think trying to force yourself to become a morning person just because some arbitrary guru said that you should in order to be successful can actually do more harm than good, and it can actually pull you away from some of the times of day that you might be most productive and you might be most creative. Giacomo is a morning person, for sure. He is vibrant and productive at the crack of dawn, and I am not even awake at that time. But as he's winding down at 8, 9 o'clock at night, like I am fired up. I am ready to have some intense conversations and get some things done, and I do get things done in those hours. So, you know, I don't think that spending all this time trying to beat yourself into submission to wake up at 5 a.m. and like it when you don't naturally, I don't actually think that's that beneficial. So, you know, certain people's jobs will make it so you have to do things you don't want to do. But if you have the luxury to work with your own rhythm, I say do so, and don't let anybody convince you that you're lazy at all. If you sleep 8 hours from, 9 p.m. to, what would that be? 9 to 5. If you go to bed at 9 and wake up at 5 every morning and somebody else goes to bed at 1 in the morning and wakes up at 9, guess what? We both slept the same amount of time. We're both awake the same amount of time. Nobody is better than anybody else because they woke up earlier. Miss me with that. And the last habit, my brother's already shaking his head. The last habit is that I imagine I am dead all the time. And this is not some weird, dark, gothy thing. So, 1, I imagine that I am no longer here. I am no longer of this earth. And what do I want to leave behind? What kind of legacy am I trying to leave behind? If I got hit by a bus tomorrow, I would want the last things that I said to my loved ones to be positive. I would want the lessons that I've imprinted on my little niece and nephew to be good ones. I wouldn't want to leave a huge mountain of financial debt for Giacomo or something like that. I don't want to leave other people in a pickle. I want to leave them with good things, not bad things. So that actually helps inform a lot of my decisions, even if it seems kind of dark and dreary. I also imagine I'm not here and I've been gone for 10 or 15 years and no one's going to remember me. And that's okay. When you realize that we're all just little blips on the radar in the grand scheme of things, that actually takes a lot of stress off of you because you don't feel like you have to be perfect or wonderful or amazing or the best all of the time. It gives you some freedom to just live and enjoy your life right now because in the grand scheme, a lot of stuff doesn't really matter that much. So those are 2 different ways that I try to imagine the world without me, and it helps me actually live a better life because of it. So those are my 8 super weird habits that I think help me live a better life. I would love to hear your thoughts on them. I'd love to hear some of yours. So I already asked you guys to leave a comment down below about the weird things that you do in your life that you think make it better. If you have any questions about anything pertaining to Vegan Proteins online coaching, just shoot us an email, coach@veganproteins.com, or you can check out veganproteins.com for a ton of different free resources. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it, and we will see you next time. Bye.